Talk about good music. That was from Christian McBride's big band, Bringin It. That was the first cut called Getting To It. How you doing, my friend?
What's happening, Steve?
Thank you,
Good
as
to
always.
see you. Thanks for having me.
Real quick, before we talk about a whole range of things, we have a lot to catch up with you on.
Yes.
Tell us about the CD.
That came out just 2 weeks ago now. No, I'm sorry. 4 weeks ago. And seems to be doing pretty well. I'm taking my big band on our first European tour in the spring. I'm excited about that. This will be my first extended European tour with those guys. We're going to be in Europe for about 3 weeks. Tell
folks your connection to NJPAC, New Jersey Performing Arts Center.
In 2012, I was named the artistic director for their jazz programming. And John Schreiber, who's the CEO of NJPAC.
Our good friend?
Our good friend. I've known him since I was 14 years old, you know, so wow. He's always been...
Because he's a jazz aficionado.
Yes, yes, and he's always looked out for his friends. And when he became the CEO, he asked if I would be interested in doing the jazz programming, and couldn't say no to him.
You know, speaking of jazz aficionados, one of our other mutual friends, Nick Maselli, who
yes.
is one of the area presidents at TD, is here today and came to check out the interview. He is a jazz aficionado, and there's a TD, James Moody,
That's
Jazz
correct.
Festival connection set it up for us.
That's right. So every November, between TD and, of course, Nick, he's just such a great guy, as you said, they have sponsored the James Moody Jazz Festival, which happens every November. And it's a series of concerts that happen throughout the month. And James Moody, of course, although he was not born in Newark, he made his name in Newark, one of the great jazz legends of all time. His presence, even after his death some 10 years ago, I believe it was, his spirit is still alive and well in Newark.
Speaking of spirits.
Yeah.
Sarah Vaughan?
Yes.
Newark?
Newark, that's right.
Right, people forget that. Who is the festival honoring this year?
Well, this year is the centennial of Ella Fitzgerald, Dizzy Gillespie, Thelonious Monk, Buddy Rich, Mongo Santa Maria, and Lena Horne.
No.
Yes.
All this?
All, yeah.
100?
So, 100.
But this year, but particularly focused on Ella Fitzgerald and Dizzy Gillespie.
Yes, that's going to be a big concert with my big band as the house band. And we're going to have Gregory Porter, we're going to have Liz Wright, we're going to have Regina Carter, and we're going to have the legendary Valerie Simpson. And they're all going to be singing Ella Fitzgerald tunes. And for the Dizzy section, we're going to have two great trumpeters, Mr. Randy Brecker and Mr. Sean
Brecker
Jones.
Brothers?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
You know, Regina Carter, she won't remember this, but back in the day, which is an euphemism for you're old. Not you, Regina, I'm talking
That's
about
right.
me. I went to see Regina when she was first coming out.
Yeah.
Playing that violin. It was in a little club downtown New York. And by the way, Jen Eichlin, our great executive producer, I keep wanting to bring in Regina Carter. She is one of those talented people. Some folks may not know her name, but how talented are we talking about?
Well, first of all, you talk about jazz violin. You're only talking about, you know, not very many people. So Regina made her name in the jazz world in the late 80s,
That's
early
right.
90s. And she has just gone on to do so many great things in her career and really has inspired an entire generation of young violinists who wouldn't think about playing jazz to play jazz. So she's very important.
Talk about inspiration. You and I have talked about this before because there's a family connection for you and jazz.
Yes.
And bring your wife into this, bring kids into it, and make jazz real for us that way.
Well, when I was...
As a family thing.
Yeah, when I was growing up in Philadelphia, although both my father and my great uncle are also professional bass players, for me, an extra spark really happened when professional musicians like Wynton Marsalis or the late Grover Washington Jr. or Kenny Barron or Red Rodney or the Heath Brothers, whoever it may be, Max Roach, Dr. Billy Taylor. When I was 13, 14, 15 years old, these great musicians would take time out of their busy schedules to come and talk to us. Sometimes they wouldn't really give a demonstration, but they would just come and spend time with us. And the fact that Max Roach will come to our school and sit with us for an hour, or Wynton Marsalis is, you know, he's only got like 90 minutes before he's got to be on stage, but let me take the time to talk to these young students.
What does that mean to you?
It meant everything to me because these people were heroes. They were already gods to us, and the fact that we could reach out and touch them and they can impart some wisdom directly to us, I always promised that if I were ever in that same position, it would be a no-brainer for me. It's all about giving back to the younger generation.
So talk about the kids, talk about the Jazz House Kids, make that real for us.
Yes, well, 15 years ago, my wife, Melissa Walker, started Jazz House
She
Kids.
had any musical talent?
Yes, well,
I'm
Melissa's,
joking.
yeah, exactly right. Well, hey, speaking of the Bringin It, she's singing on 2 cuts.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, she is.
Okay, well, make that connection for us.
So she started Jazz House Kids, which is based in Montclair, where we live, and we had our big 15th anniversary gala last night, and each year we see up to 1,000 kids all over the state of New Jersey. They can come and play in all of our different ensembles, get private lessons, play in small ensembles, large ensembles. We have our Montclair Jazz Festival every August.
It's awesome. It's in the park, in Ishwayne Park, right around the corner from our house. It is an event.
Yes.
A great event.
Yes.
So I got to ask you, as concisely as you could, your love of jazz, right? Explain it.
I'm not sure if you can explain it. I think
Were you born with it?
Music is. I think everyone has a calling in life. There's something that they are innately drawn to. It's not work for them because they love what they're doing. That for me is music. Music is pure joy for me. I've never been in a musical situation that was stressful or difficult for me because I just love being able to learn about music and express myself through music. So every time I had that bass in my hand, I'm good to go.
Even when you're competing for a gig, back in the day?
That was fun too.
Even if you didn't know if you were going to get it or not?
Yes. Yeah. Well, because I think even early in my career, I always did as much preparation as I could to not have to worry about not getting a particular kind of gig. If I tried out for this gig, I'm sure I can get this one.
Because somebody saw you.
Exactly.
Somebody heard you.
Yeah. So putting the work in was that was always fun for me.
Does that work for you?
Never. It's never been. Well, I mean, getting up and go to airports at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, taking 2 planes and a bus ride to get to the gig. Yeah, that's.
Let me try this. I didn't give you a chance to talk a little bit more about it at the James Moody, TD James Moody Jazz Festival. Who else we got performing?
Oh, man, we got a whole bunch of great people coming. We have the great Diane Reeves coming this year. We have a great legendary guitar night with John McLaughlin and Jimmy Herring. And, of course, that Ellen and Dizzy tribute. And so much stuff
Valerie
going on.
Simpson, amazing.
Yes.
Nick
She still
Ashford
sounds
and
great.
Valerie.
That's right.
Simpson. She's got a place up in
Harlem. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's on 72nd Street.
Right.
Yeah, the Sugar Bar.
My son, Stephen, who watches all the time, his favorite Sugar Bar, he goes there, people go there, sing and perform, and it is a special place.
Yes. Sugar Bar reminds me of the place where I got my training as a young musician was a place called Bradley's, which was on University Place. And
in Newark?
No, in Greenwich Village. And
Bradley's?
Yes. And Bradley's was the one place I could think of, sort of like the Village Vanguard, where all the great legends and all the up-and-comers would be in the same place. And so all the older guys would be in the audience listening to us, listening to the young guys like,
checking it out.
Let me talk to you after the set. You played some wrong notes there.
By the way, real quick, before I let you out here, the degree to which music, particularly jazz, can bring us together in a time where we're so divided is...
Oh, boy.
Loaded question.
Music is... I've always thought musicians have made the best world ambassadors because you can't be upset at any point with music, because it very much brings to light what we share in common, not what we aren't on the same page about.
Yeah.
It shows our similarities.
Real quick, where can people hear you on the radio?
Oh, man. Jazz Night in America, which comes on WBGO. Comes on Friday and I'm sorry.
Check it out.
Yeah. Jazz Night in America and also Sirius XM, The Lowdown, Conversations with Christian on Saturday afternoons.
2 great platforms. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you, man. Good to see
As
you,
always,
Steve.
appreciate it.
Thanks for
See you
having
in
me.
town.
Hello, account holder number 000-2738-487.
Bart, this is Todd. Todd Bart, our new intern. He'll be taking care of you today.
Hello, I am Bart. That is short for Banking Assistance and Registration Technology. Is Todd short for Transit Organization and Development?
Short for a Todrick, actually.
Oh,
Yep. Thanks, Mom.
Also brought to you by NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology, and by NJM,